Would you look at that? It's this time of the semester again. You're halfway through, your first wave of midterms have kicked you in the butt, and now you're playing catch up for all the classes that you weren't really paying attention to while studying for your exams. And the midterms keep coming, and they don't stop coming. Good times! I know this is a little bit late, but going through all of that with COVID kind of just creeping up on you in the background definitely poses a lot of challenges, and I want to let you know that if you're feeling isolated, you are definitely not alone. We are struggle busing through this together. So this is a day in my life at Zoom University, 90% of which I spend within these four walls, which I moved into about a month ago or two. If you're new here or need a refresher, because I post once every 20 or so billion years, I am an international student from Singapore and I'm currently in the US because it made more sense to take my classes in the same time zone even though all of my classes are online. And also I think a big part of coming to college is learning to be an adult, which I am still highly incompetent at, which you will see in this video, so hope you enjoy this! Morning everyone, just realized I have two zits on my face, but it is fine. We are just serving midterm realness here. To be really honest, this is the first day that I'm waking up so early because I have work to do, and also I wanted to film that shot of the sun coming in. I usually wake up at around like 8:30 a.m, which is pretty abnormal if you've seen my other videos. My body is disintegrating from my crazy sleep schedules because like I slept at 8 a.m and woke up at 3 p.m. I think that's around the time that my housemates are already awake, so like the positive peer pressure is real. And also I realized that I really need sunlight to work. It helps to have like that extra hour of sunlight, so I'm really working towards that. It's just really hard to do in practice. Today is gonna be a pretty busy day because I have 2 classes, my job, and 4 classes to catch up on for digital animation because I really let that slip, and we have an assignment due in 2 days that I cannot start because I need to catch up. So yeah, in case you were worried, I have not got my life together. I actually hit an existential crisis like all of last week because I got my neurobiology grade back and it wasn't the grade that I was expecting considering the amount of time I spent on it. It wasn't bad, especially considering that all of my classmates, or most of them, are pre-med, but I was already feeling pretty demoralized studying for all of my classes, and then getting that grade back really did me in. So what really helped me was talking to a high school teacher of mine who also is kind of like my life mentor, and he was like, it doesn't sound like you to be hung up about grades, and it also sounds like you don't really have a spark with any of your classes, so what do you want out of college? And I could not answer that. I think on a surface level, obviously, you know, get a degree that hopefully leads to a decently paying job that is also stable, that I also hopefully kind of like. I like writing. I like to think I can make videos, but I don't think I want to turn things that I like into a job. I really wish I were more technical or logically minded because then I could do CS or STEM, but then I realized that my struggles with chemistry basically eliminates the possibility of going to grad school to do research, which sucks because I interned at a biomedical lab in high school and I really enjoyed it. So it was really a blow realizing that that wasn't going to be a possibility. And the thing is, I like science. It would be cool if I could do science communication and use my writing and videography skills to explain research, but I don't know if you can do that without an advanced science degree. Anyway, that was a lot of deep thoughts for 9 a.m, so I think we should get studying. So the first thing we're going to do today is catch up on an animation class. You may have noticed a double monitor. It's new. It's really helpful for video editing and also just having slides open on one window and zoom on the other. Don't know how I've made it this far without one. I think that affects my lighting. Why you gotta be like... Anyway, we're back just in time for our philosophy lecture. It's about minds of machines, so basically if machines can think and if it's possible for us to program them to think like us. I was feeling a little bit cheeky and kind of wanted to try out pre-recording myself so that nobody can tell I'm eating breakfast, so here's how it went. Hello, so it is currently noon and I have miraculously finished 2 lectures. I've been putting off this class for like weeks, so I'm really happy that I got to do it today. And I'm actually at work. Yeah, your girl is actually salaried now. I'm working at our university's career center as a student advisor sort of thing, and what I'm basically doing today is greeting students at our virtual drop-in hours and matching them to other advisors. Since we're completely virtual now, the way students come to us is through a chat box, so it's kind of fun pretending I'm a robot sometimes. This is really yellow. So this is the kitchen and I will be trying to cook without setting it on fire. Also, if I'm speaking really softly, I'm sorry. I think my housemates can probably hear me and the judgment is real. So I ended up cutting out this entire segment because it was so awkward and self-conscious. I definitely still care too much about what other people think when in truth, no one really thinks what you think they think. I think. So that's definitely something I have to work on, which I say a lot but don't really know what to actually do, but I think it just comes with going through life, I guess. But yeah, basically this is the first year I've had to cook for myself and stuff, and I'm still really bad at it, but a couple of my friends introduced me to meal prep kits where a company sends you the ingredients and recipes, and I've actually been rotating discount codes from different companies for probably over a month now. I think it's a pretty good way to get into cooking because then you don't have to worry about the quantities and stuff, and I can focus on things I'm actually really scared of, like boiling water and heat-related stuff in general. This is why I'm glad ChemLab is virtual, because if you make me go near a Bunsen burner again right now, I would actually cry. Anyway, this is my last meal kit box, I think, so that's something for future Dean to worry about. Today, I'm gonna be living out my unrealistic MasterChef dreams by cooking creamy spaghetti topped with kale and butternut squash, garnished with cheese crisps and pecans.
Wow, even better than Mama!
I'm sorry, I was supposed to film the rest of this, but I have class at 2 p.m, so... So we are 5 minutes away from a presentation on the Career Center, and as you can see, it's business professional on top and casual on the bottom. So this is the other part of my job description. We basically give presentations to classes and student organizations about what our Career Center offers. And I actually really like this, even though I have a fear of public speaking, as weird as that sounds. So I really appreciate that we have these opportunities that help me overcome that while also helping others. Can I just get a show of hands if anyone has already like set up their profile or like knows what Handshake is in general? Okay, awesome, cool. So some of you do know what Handshake is. Great. It's close to sunset, we're finally done with class and work, so I'm going on a walk to get some fresh air. I really appreciate that the library is like 10 minutes away because it's one of my favorite places to go. So we're heading there to borrow a book that I requested a couple of days ago because we can't browse the stacks anymore because of COVID. It's called This Is Water by David Foster Wallace, and I actually saw it recommended on someone's Instagram story as a book that would change your perspective on life, which is something I think I've really been needing. Instead of going home, I'm going to take a detour to the school pond because how quirky is it to read a book called This Is Water next to water? Also, it's a really short read. It's basically a transcript of the commencement speech that Wallace gave at Kenyon College. You can actually find the recording on YouTube, and I'm pretty sure the transcript is floating somewhere on the internet too. So the next time you're feeling contemplative or in need of a break, definitely check it out. Personally, I don't think it changed my perspective. The thesis of it is just that our thoughts are a choice, and it takes effort to think outside of being the center of the universe, because from our perspective, that's where we've always been. It's like a fish trying to realize that it's surrounded by water. It's not easy. And I don't know if that's comforting or even more isolating, the fact that we're all fighting our own thoughts and trying to find our own freedom. And I think sometimes it helps to just suspend it for a little bit and go out to nature and try to ignore the fact that this body of water is actually right next to a highway. Speaking of highways, I really appreciate my friends with cars because in a small college town, that's really the only way to get out of your bubble, especially during COVID. Coming from a city, I definitely underestimated the need for a car, so hopefully I can learn how to drive for my housemate during winter break and not crash his car. Anyway, today my friend Adrian has kindly offered to take me to get boba. We only have one boba shop in the entire city, and it's about 30 minutes away by foot. I have definitely walked to it more than once, but it's not very sustainable during the school year, so thanks Adrian if you're watching this.
How do you feel about coming to here? Yeah, this is the one break I needed today.
I also really love night drives for some reason. It's like one of those places where reality is kind of just suspended. After getting boba, we basically talked about being stressed, especially about the future. It's just so much ambition and hope, and also a fear of everything kind of falling apart. And I think that really sums up the college experience. It'll be pretty cool to look back on this after graduating and just see how our lives have changed and if everything we've worried about actually came true. So that was my day in the life. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm actually recording this a couple of weeks after all of that happened, so the semester has naturally only gotten worse, but we're hanging in there. It's definitely hard to be 20 because so much of what you do now influences your future, I think. But what I'm really trying to do is not view every single decision as something that's momentous and make or break, because that's not necessarily the case. I was talking to a close friend yesterday and we came to the conclusion that we shouldn't waste time feeling stressed about things that we can't control, which is kind of like duh if you think about it, but I think it takes a lot of effort internalizing that, which is something I really want to work on for the rest of the year. So yeah, all the best with your semester and your life, and I will see you in the next video, which is already underway, so that is a good sign, and bye guys!
White did it. White is the imposter. I saw him kill Green with my own eyes.
They always shown age 21, horoscope, Taurus sun, Libra moon, Cancer rising.
That's all going into the video.